Irony is the contrast between our expectations and reality, between what is said and what is really meant, between what we expect to happen and what really does happen. Writers may use irony in setting, plot, and character development and dialogue. In The Cask of Amontillado, Edgar Allan Poe employs dramatic and verbal irony to develop his characters and plot. The reader is aware from the beginning that Montresor hates Fortunato and lures him to the catacombs for revenge. Fortunato's expectation of tasting the Amontillado is far from the reality of what actually happens in the story. In this story, Poe develops only two characters, Montresor and Fortunato, whose name means luck or chance. How lucky was Fortunato in this story? In spite of his name, Fortunato was most unlucky, as he was being led to his death. Montresor's words to Fortunato are an excellent example of verbal irony, the discrepancy between the words said and their true meaning.
I said to him, "My dear Fortunato, you're luckily met. How remarkably well you're looking today."
The story takes place at carnival time, and Fortunato masquerades as a fool in a belled cap and jester's clothing. His costume is an example of dramatic irony. We know Fortunato is being taken for a fool, but he is not aware of it. Poe sets the stage for his story with the ironic contrast of the setting. The two men meet during Mardi Gras, which is French for Fat Tuesday. The festival is the last opportunity to feast before the Christian season of Lent begins. Mardi Gras is bright, colorful, lively. It is a celebration of life, filled with costumes, dancing, and laughter. Yet, in the midst of this celebration of life, Montresor focuses on the death of Fortunato. To highlight the irony of this contrast between life and death, Poe moves his characters from sound to silence, from light to dark, into the catacombs of the Montresors. Dripping and dark, the catacombs are ancient underground burial places. The bones of the dead create a gruesome pattern piled high against the walls. As we descend into the catacombs, Poe extends the contrast as he reminds us of the festival continuing in the streets above. As the story moves forward, Poe continues to treat us to verbal irony. Consider the hidden meaning behind Montresor's pleas that Fortunato turn back from the catacombs.
"Come," I said with decision, "we will go back. Your health is precious. You're rich, respected, admired, beloved. You're happy, as once I was. You're a man to be missed."
This statement is ironic because Montresor says one thing, your health is precious, but means just the opposite. I care nothing for your health. I want you to die. As the story draws to a close, even Montresor's final words are ironic. In pace requiescat means rest in peace, but he cared not at all that Fortunato rested in peace. Montresor cared only that the tomb be undisturbed and the crime undiscovered.
I forced the last stone into its position. Plastered it up. Against the new masonry, I re-erected the old rampart of bones. For the half of a century, no mortal has disturbed them. In pace requiescat.